JDev is back at it here to give everyone another Breaking Bad Season 1 episode reaction video. So I'm continuing my rewatch of the series. Before I get into that, though, it's extremely important if you're not caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching Breaking Bad that you take the initiative and pay attention to the episode title, which, of course, I'll always put in the description for you. If that's the case, you find out that you're not caught up, I would suggest, and I'm sure everyone else would too, that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be Breaking Bad Season 1, Episode number 4. Title of this episode is called Cancer Man. This will be my reaction review recap of the episode. Hank and his DEA team have a meeting over the disappearance of Emilio and Crazy 8. Crazy 8 of which has been revealed to be their informant that put Emilio in. People thought it was Jesse. No, it was his cousin Crazy 8. So with that, and then you also have Hank, who reports on the discovery of 99.1% pure meth. Although the DEA has no leads, Hank believes the product is good enough to make someone Albuquerque's new meth kingpin. Now, meanwhile, Walt has to tell Hank, Marie, and Walter Jr. about his cancer diagnosis, as he had already told Skyler. And then Jesse, he smokes Walt's meth with two of his friends, and, a couple of his friends. He's got Badger, Skinny Pete, and Combo, and flees his house the next morning when he hallucinates that two religious Jehovah's Witnesses are at his door. Or two religious Jehovah's Witnesses were actually bikers at his door, when, of course, it was Jehovah's Witnesses or some religious people or whatever. And then Skyler makes an appointment with one of the top oncologists in the country, even though the family can't afford it. Walt says he will take the money out from his pension, but he actually uses some of the money taken from Crazy 8 in the desert, which he keeps hidden in the air conditioning duct at his house. Now, Walter Jr. berates his father for acting weird and nonchalant about the cancer and says, "Why won't you just die?" Which I thought he said that later on in the series, but it was already this early. And when Walt goes to the credit union to put cash in the cashier's check, his parking spot is stolen by a rich, obnoxious man named Ken. Ken annoys Walt and the rest of the customers with his loud and socially inappropriate cell phone conversation. Jesse ends up fleeing to his parents' house, where he sleeps for an entire day. He attempts to bond with his overachieving little brother Jake. That night, Jesse gets a call from one of his friends who smoked Walt's meth, who says that he knows a lot of wealthy people looking to score drugs and are willing to pay top dollar for this high-quality meth he cooked. And then the next day, Jesse visits Walt to touch base, but he kicks Jesse out, and then Jesse just gives Walt half his money of the meth profit and just kind of throws it, which a lot of it ends up in the pool. $4,000, as a matter of fact. The oncologist tells Walt that the cancer has spread to his lymph nodes, but there is a chance it still is treatable with chemotherapy. And then at home, Walt expresses his doubts about the chemo, since it will cost $90,000. And if he still dies, he will leave his family with all the debt. Walter Jr., that's where he says that, "Why don't you just die then?" Since he's given up so easy. I guess I kind of jumped the gun with that one. And at Jesse's parents' house, a housekeeper finds a joint in Jesse's room, resulting in his parents kicking him out. It turns out the joint actually belonged to Jake, Jesse's brother, who thanks Jesse for taking the fall for him. And then Jesse, while he's waiting outside after his parents kicked him out for the marijuana, Jake comes out asking for his joint back, which Jesse throws away, saying it was a poor quality. And then Walt suffers a coughing attack while driving and coughs up blood. As he pulls into a gas station, he notices this annoying Ken guy has pulled up too. When Ken leaves his car unattended, Walt takes a squeegee, pops open Ken's hood, and shorts the battery with it. The battery subsequently overheats and explodes as Walt walks back to his car, and he calmly drives away, and it just leaves this Ken character in disbelief that his car, which is the only cool thing really about him other than his fake persona, has now blown up. So pretty good episode of Breaking Bad. That's how the episode ends, of course. I liked a lot of the stuff in the episode. Walt, dealing with. I wish Walt and Jesse wouldn't have been separated so much in this episode. Like, they kind of stopped cooking quickly, and I think they could have cooked a lot and then stopped, and then, of course, started back again. So I'm going to give it an 8.3 out of 10. And just because I've kind of given the same people the character of the episode, I'm actually going to give the character of this episode to Hank. Hank added a lot in this episode. Obviously, Walt is the star of the show, but for this episode, Hank did a lot, and I think he needs to be rewarded with his comedic value and seriousness that he pulls into things. So that's my opinion. Of course, I want to hear yours. So if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, make sure you smash that like button. If you know anybody that would be interested, go ahead and share it to them. Don't forget to leave me a comment with your thoughts on this episode of Breaking Bad or anything Breaking Bad related. And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.